welcome to those that are here and are coming. Today we're going to do a live stream. We'll probably spend, I'm going to guess an hour or so, depending on how active it is or is not. That will determine whether we keep on going. The plan today is to stream Grand Canyon in the Cub. This little guy. So for those that want to join along, I am sitting at Kilo Golf Charlie November, or KGCN. That's where I'm sitting. I better get these covers off, I guess. Let's get out of the aircraft. Okay. Oh yeah, we got to get the wheel chocks off. Let's get that gone. We'll get the engine covers on. Pitot tube heats off. So I'll probably sit here for a while. Just if there's anybody who is interested in coming to join me on this flight. Realize I don't do a lot of live streams, and I'm trying to do more, just so that people that subscribe and others that are interested in this sort of thing, you guys can kind of tag along. So we're taking off Kilo Golf Charlie November Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 in the X Cub. We're going to fly around Grand Canyon, discover, maybe land on some riverbeds, do some discovery flights, sort of like. That's the game plan all along. We'll spend probably, and like I say, probably about an hour or so doing this, and we'll see where it takes us. It sure would be nice if we had some takers to come fly along with me. That would be fantastic. One thing I didn't check is I better redo that. I had some online issues. Where do I change that? Let me go back out. Let me go back to here. Here. And flight conditions. That's all set for live, so that's good. So I've been told that if I set that to live, and then if I go into the sim, let me click on where am I? KGCN. Get ourselves parked back again where we were ish. Go. Well, the good thing about this is that it just doesn't seem to take a long time to get yourself back. I don't know if it's because they got multi-threading, more efficient multi-threading. I'm not sure why that is, but it just seems to be. It seems to put you back into the sim quicker than in 2020, and that might just be me. But okay. Back to the sim we go. Oops, I got to go to the other side. I can't get into this Cub. So we're going to make sure that we have these big tires, because I'm sure we're going to land on some gravel bed areas that aren't going to be great for us to land on. And I'm guessing the Cub will be the one we need. So now I'm told that if I come here and I change this time to anything other than live time, I will see everybody. So we'll test that out if somebody does join. There's a lot of aircraft here. Wow. Wow. I've done a bit of a discovery flight in my previous video, before the alpha test, when the alpha test was out. So I did a bit of a discovery flight then, and I'm curious to see. I thought it was spectacular, but I'm curious to see what it looks like flying into the Grand Canyon now that it's in full release. Have they improved? There's a few things that I thought were not as good as I thought they could have been. And there was a few rock faces that were a little washed out and they looked a little weird. But I realized that was alpha, and so I realized that may not necessarily be a true representation of what it actually is. We're gonna wait for. We're gonna wait. Let me resize that. Okay, there we go. 5:03. The plan was to be live at 5, which we are live, but we're going to probably wait till maybe around 10 after or so, and then we're going to begin start up and taxi out, and we'll start flying around and get ourselves into the canyon and see where that leads us. See how many times we can actually crash the plane, and all those wonderful things, because I'm sure we're going to. I'm going to do a couple of settings here. First things first, this is going to be my center view. So 1, this is going to be my, not that I'm going to use this a lot, but it's going to be my 5. What I'm doing is I'm just setting up views so that if I hit the number pad, so for example, if I hit number 5, that should have toggled over there. I don't know why it didn't. Maybe I didn't press it. Oops, that's not what I want. What I want is that kind of a view, and I hold the control key and 5. Now if I press 1, it should center my view. Press 5, it should put me over there, and it's not. Don't know why. That's weird. It's bizarre. There's many views in here that I'm going to need to have set up, so pretty much this is the view that I want 99% of the time. See, they've done a really nice job on the seasonal-ish, like the evergreen trees and spruce and all that out there. Looks nice. I've never been here, so I don't know if that's accurate. If somebody has a comment about whether that is or isn't accurate, I gotta change that title. That title is wrong. Huh. What happened to that title? Why does the title say Victoria? That's interesting. Can I edit that? Huh. Well, that's see if I can find a place to edit that out. Yeah, it's right there. If I change that and save that, will that update? If not, I may need to restart the stream, because I thought I had edited that out of there. Yeah, that's gone. Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, I guess we're another 4 minutes away from getting this thing kicked over and started up. If somebody is joining and or wanting to join, please let me know. Send me a message. I see somebody there in a bell. But let me know. Send me a message in the stream here to let me know that you are joining, and I'll wait for you. Otherwise, we're going to be mags on and ready to get going at 10 after 5. 10 after 5. I'm curious why that does not work. No, I don't want you to zoom in. I want you to stay where you are-ish. Yeah, I like that. I want that view. Ish. I'm sure it was control the number 5. 1. Just doesn't work. That's just bizarre. I can't get it to go there. What if I set up another view, for example, like thusly, and use 3, and let's set that view as 4, and then let's set that view as 5. I wonder if you have to do it sequential. 5 in order for it to work. 2, 3, 4. No, that's okay. Okay. Once again, we were taking off from Grand Canyon KGCN. And we're going to do some flying in the canyon, landing on some riverbeds. We're flying the X-Cub. That little guy right there. If there is, ooh, look at that guy right there, Mr. Bell. Just hoovering around there. DK Flight Nut. Yeah. That's some pretty awesome control. Man, I wish I could fly a helicopter like that. That's spectacular. We got a guy taking off in a P something 12, I think it's called. Oh, that wasn't so great though. The rest of it was pretty awesome, actually. Great control. Yes, if there is anybody who is willing or wanting to come along this Grand Canyon tour, by all means, join. You see that right there? I get that sometimes when I go here, and now, hang on. Resume. It's in here. When I click on the weather, I get that, and the only way I can turn that off is by doing this. And I don't know why. You can see it's not on to begin with, but it's the only way it'll turn itself off. So, obviously there's still, yes, that's a PC-12. That's what that is. Yes, a PC-12. And our Bell helicopter dude or dudette, as it were, is not here. I don't know who the PC-12 is or where he's going, but if it's somebody that's watching the stream, please make a comment that I might know that you're here. Likewise, the Bell guy that was flying in the helicopter, if you are here watching the stream, please make a comment and let me know that you're present. That was my mic. All right, we're gonna start up here and get ourselves set up, and we're going to start taking off and see what kind of trouble we might get ourselves into. All right, that's I don't fly tail draggers a lot, nor the X-Cub, obviously, but let's see what we can do. So first things first, let's turn all my controllers off, and there we go. So let's put the battery on, which I see my switches aren't working again. Oh, I know why they're not working. I need to enable that. And then I need to reset that switch. Okay, so now we should get battery. There, battery turned on. Avionics should be coming on. Carb, battery master is on, airfield, don't know what that switch does. Igniters, that's the igniters, yeah. Fuel pump, let's turn you on. How do we get the big display to light up? Well, we'll be here a minute, I'm sure. Oh, look at that, I can charge my cell phone. That's nice. Mixture. Pull is lean, push is in. Okay, so that's good. prop is good. Have we got fuel? We want fuel to be on. So let's put that on the left tank for now. Okay. We still got to figure out how to get the avionics on. You would have thought that that would just be as simple as strobe is coming on. Yeah. That's the alternator. Don't imagine that will switch that on. Let's just put, there we go. Oh, there's the master avionics right there. So my switch doesn't work on that either. Okay, very good. Now we'll recenter ourselves. We'll let that boot up. And we got the mags are on, or the ignitors are on. I think the next step is, where is the starter switch? Now, I have a starter switch, but I'm curious if I can find the starter switch in here. Oh yeah, right, there's the key. Let's see if that works. It appears that we are running. Let's turn my mute my speakers so that, let's mute that. Okay, so we are running, and we're gonna taxi out and get ready for takeoff. Have I forgot anything? Probably a notch of flaps, probably. Seems like a lot of trim and a lot of flap, but that's okay. Guessing I've got the brake still set. We'll figure out where that is. Where is the brake? I mean, our altitude is pretty high, so let's give ourselves a lean. Let's lean out a little bit because we need to. Now, where's the brake? Yeah, if anybody knows where the brake in this thing is, what's this? Looks these levers. Well, I'm guessing that's for the throttle and all of that. Okay. That's my trim. What does that do? Disconnect. Okay. Usually the brake lever is kind of down here somewheres, but I don't see where it is. And if I hit my brake switch, it doesn't seem to be releasing the brakes. Now, in fairness, okay, well, I guess we'll have to methodically go through this. I doubt it'll be here. Carb heat. Carb heat. There's a brake lever up here somehow, maybe tied to the flaps. No. What does that lever do? Well, that's opening the door. We don't want to do that. There's RPM throttle. Well, not the way the video was intended to be started. I anticipated this not to be such a big ordeal to get this thing started. Let's go to settings and find out what lever is for the brakes. That maybe my controller doesn't work on the brakes just yet. Brake. Parking brake has not been set. That's good. Let's set that. Well, let's do that here. Now let's see if that works. Yes, sir. Oh, look at that guy coming in. Now, make our way out there. We'll take off from that other end over there. As I said before, my tail dragging flying isn't great. One thing about the tail draggers that throws me off all the time is I can't see the runway directly in front of me, or the taxiway, or whatever it is we're doing. I'll repeat again. I'm going to repeat a few times just because I see people coming in and going out, and so I don't know who's who. But we're taking off from KGCN. We're going to be flying around in our tail dragger X Cub in the Grand Canyon area. So anybody wanting to, interested in joining me, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm just beginning the taxi here, and hopefully we'll have some people that are interested in coming to fly with us. Who is that? Me, a Muffin Man. Me, a Muffin Man. Well, Mr. Muffin Man, look at you. Okay. Dude, I like it. I wonder why there's two tags there. And is he in that truck? No, there's a fighter jet there. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Very good. I should be paying attention to where I'm taxiing. Let's get a little bit of go-go here. So I know that we're in a non-turboprop engine aircraft. I believe this is well, it is a non-turboprop, and so we do need to be mindful of mixture. We're at 6,200 foot, which is pretty high up already, so we'll need to keep it leaned out a little bit. And we're going to get ready. I see there's an incoming aircraft, an Alaska is coming in. We'll be airborne here shortly. Well, I guess he didn't come in. I thought he was coming in here. Okay. Well, then we'll be airborne faster than I thought we would be. So we're going to take off here. We're going to probably fly a heading of 20-ish to get into the canyon, and then once we're in the canyon, we'll just kind of fly around all over the place. Muffin Man is gone, and here we go. Put her on the runway. For those watching now and or later, you can have a chuckle at my departure in the old tail dragger. Well, that was interesting, to say the least. Wow. As I said, you can have a chuckle at my flying the tail dragger. I don't know if I've ever had that much of a problem taking off with these. I don't know what's going on here. Something isn't right. And I have a feeling I know what it is. My rudder pedals are... Well, not necessarily. It's And the angle of attack isn't that terribly high either. I'm not getting enough power. Rate is too high. Let's fix that a little bit. We're still climbing really, really high. Well, we're airborne, far from good, but we're in the air. Grand Canyon kind of directly ahead of us. I'm gonna head over this way, as he said. My plan was to kind of fly out at 20 degree-ish. RPM. My guess is the problem at the takeoff there was I just didn't have it set right. Like I say, I'm not a tail dragging, flying kind of a guy, but we're getting after it now. We're in much better control of the aircraft right now. My trim was set for 19, so I don't know. It seems excessive for trim. I know that the Cub can take off, almost on a dime, and so unlike most flights where I fly inside, I think this time, this flight, I'm going to spend a fair bit of time flying on the outside. I just think because the scenery is going to be so spectacular. I think so. I think that's what I'll end up doing, is doing a lot of flying outside the aircraft. Oh, that's that's interesting. I'm looking at my windscreen, and I'm seeing there's a little dot on the windscreen, and I thought that was something on my monitor, but it's actually not. It's actually, see, again, we're still climbing ridiculously. Well, I wonder if there's some updrafts here that we're getting off this. Anyways, I saw that speck there, and I thought that was a speck on my monitor, so I'm sitting there trying to rub it off my monitor, like. So we'll drop into the canyon, and we'll, I think what we'll do is I'll drop into the canyon, and I think I'll fly eastish in the canyon. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I'll fly a little east and see where that takes us. The flaps are still up. I wonder if that's why. No, my flaps aren't up. Okay. So, that was weird. Wow, I think I took a big updraft off that canyon. Whoo! I'm trying desperately to turn right. And as soon as I let go of the controller, it just banks hard to the left. I'm going to get over the... I think there's something wrong with my controller. That just does not seem right to me. Oh, look at that. My rudder is... Oh, yeah. Okay, hang on now. Hang on. My rudder is not right. My rudder is not right. Okay. I gotta fix that. That's some craziness right there. Yeah, see, under my flight joystick, there should be no rudder control there whatsoever. So let's get rid of that. And then let's go back and save and say, okay. But there's still something controlling the rudder. Okay. Yeah, I think that wasn't a problem all along. My rudder was being controlled by my joystick for some reason or other, and that was the weirdness that I was getting. Okay, so now we've done that. We've played that game. I didn't think updrafts would be that violent, but it is just a really small aircraft, right? So we're going to slowly wake our way down into the canyon. That's the plan. Slowly, not 1,500 feet a minute. So here we are, just entering the canyon in our Cub. We've departed from KGCN, and we're working our way down to the canyon, down into the canyon. My hope is that I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do some landing on the riverbeds and other places possibly. But of course, as I said, my tail dragging X-Cub flying is not great. So all those that are having a watch will have the ability to have a bit of a snicker at me and while I'm doing all of this. I think we've got the rudder pedal solved. I am still having a significant amount of problems with controls. They don't seem to be set. Now I know that you have to set them for each individual aircraft, and I always forget to do that. So when I get in here and I get ready to go and I forget to set those controllers for it, and I also don't set, for all aircraft all the time either. .1,300 feet a minute, I would imagine that's all this thing should be doing. Spectacular is what it is. I think in my alpha test that I did, I think I kind of came in the same way, and I was greeted with some washed out, glitchy things, which I thought were weird. I don't see that now. I didn't see a lot of it, but I did see some of it. What I'm seeing right now is what I think is some pretty spectacular scenery. Anybody who has been or lives in this part of the world or has had the opportunity to come in here and like right there, I'd love to attempt to go and land right there. But that means another takeoff. And up in the air, it looks smooth, but what is it really like? What we got there? N51CJ. I don't know who that is. I don't see anybody else roaming around. I know that Microsoft has got some issues with, or at least for me, there's some issues with the connectivity, being able to see everybody. I think I've got that sort of filtered through, but maybe not. I'm hopeful that I got it filtered through. If you see me turning my head, yeah, that way, the other way, that way. From time to time, I'm just watching a stream over here to make sure that I'm not missing any if there's any comments or whatever being done. Now we're getting into the meat of it all. I think I'm going to slow down a bit. Put a little more trim in and help us slow ourselves down a little bit. We're zipping along here 90 knots. Yeah, this is pretty spectacular. It was pretty good in the alpha test that I did too. I thought it was really good actually in alpha test. There was a few little glitchy things. It wasn't a lot, but there was a few. There's like that guy who was directly ahead of us. I think he's flying in the canyon as well. Maybe not down where I am, but. And here we are, down in the canyon. We'll keep some trim up just so we I should keep the speed up a little bit more than that, I think. A little stall on this thing is probably. See, this is the kind of thing right there is where I was anticipating I might attempt to do a landing in places like that. So I think that's what we're going to do. Looks very rough though. Well, the rocks look much bigger than I thought they were. Oh, that's water. Well then. Well, that worked out, more or less. Shoot, that was funny. That thing just nosed her over. Now, how am I going to fix that? Just like that. Okay. Well, I guess that's good information for me to understand how to do this another time, because I will attempt this some more. Let's get the brakes on, shall we? Brakes. Oh, my toe brakes aren't working. There we go. Seemed weird. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it off here. Yeah, let's shut this thing down. Let's go out and have a little stroll around. Shut the fuel off. Whoops, this way. Fuel is off. So we get out of the aircraft with this little doodabber, and then we're here. And then we're here. And we can kind of look around. See what's what. Let's go look at the riverbed. So this is some of the stuff that I just thought was spectacular. If you're flying in 2020 and you look at the riverbeds like that, you're not going to see, individual rocks. You're going to see altogether meshed in stuff that's supposed to simulate a riverbed. If I wasn't such a shitty pilot, a guy could have actually landed here and not nosed over, but I'm not such a great pilot. And so so be it. But look at the scenery that we get to just jump out of the aircraft and have a look around. Like, it's spectacular. I'm a little worried about taking off again, but I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to taxi out that way and run this edge of this riverbed. Hopefully that water isn't so deep that I can't just run along the edge of the riverbed, say from out there, and take off and go that way. That is the game plan. I mean, this is just stunning. Just Stunning. Okay, enough of that. Let's attempt to take off. Let's center our view. Let's push our mixture in, and let's. I think we left everything on. The only thing we didn't do is we didn't turn the avionics on, which is that. Now they are working with my buttons. It's weird. Anyways, mags are on. Throttle is cracked just a little bit, and let's spin the key over, shall we? Oh, you know what we didn't do? My guess is that's not going to stay running because I shut the fuel off, but maybe that's not relevant. This way, because it's still running. Must have been still some fuel in there. Okay. Brakes off. Maybe I'll just go up this way and go the opposite direction. But then I got to turn a sharp turn around. That's okay. So we'll go here, and we'll do a little about face. And the hope is that I got enough that I can taxi off in that direction and take off. Now, if I do that, I'm going to taxi that way because I want to head back the opposite direction from where we're facing. For those that are joining in, we're in the Grand Canyon, and if you were to take off from KGCN, you would find me flying here. My handle in the sim is just me, so if you're looking in the sim for me, that's who you're looking for, is just me. I don't know if this is enough. You don't need a lot of distance to take off, and the water's getting deep there. So let's spin her around, and let's see if we got enough. You know what we didn't do is we didn't lean her out. Yeah, these rocks and boulders, we're going to hit them and it's not going to be good. We're in the air. We're in the air. Wasn't a spectacular takeoff, but we're in the air. And away we go. Dawdling along even more. I don't know if I like that trim so high. So we'll fly a little longer here and we'll see if we can't find yet another spot. See, like right here would be another good spot. I'll bet you any money if you were a decent pilot, you could put this thing down right there. Not me, of course, but if you're a good Cub pilot, you could probably do that. Why is that so like that? What have I missed? Oh. No. That's weird. That's really weird. Anyways, we'll fly along here and we'll see. Maybe I can come up with the reason why that is not properly illuminated. Oh, it just needed a minute. All right. So here we are, just blasting along. My hope was that I would be able to find, you know, a bunch of river beds that I could land on and take off from and discover the canyons and all of that good stuff. But I don't know if I'm going to find. Look at this up here. What's this up here? Let's climb a bit. Oh, isn't that an interesting view out there? See, down there, it looks like, I think on any one of these plateaus, a guy could probably land this thing. Um, and I'll probably attempt that yet here somewhere, just to see if I can do it. Like this thing does not need a lot of room for landing, and it can land on some. From what I understand, it can land on some pretty adverse ground conditions. I don't know if this is a place for this to land. Like, it always looks good when you're a little higher up, but as you get a little lower down, now you start seeing all the undulations, and yeah, see, it's not far from smooth. Up there, it looked like it was relatively smooth. Like, looked like there was kind of like a plateau there that a guy could land on, but you get pretty close to the ground, and now that plateau seems to disappear. I wonder if that river is that murky looking like it is there in real life. I wonder if that's a thing. Like that little island there, that would be neat to land on it and take off from. Yeah, the Grand Canyon is quite a spectacular thing in 2024. They've done an amazing job. In 2020, it was pretty good too. But I just think that in 2024, I think it's just a notch above what 2020 was. And I think that can be said for most of the scenery as well. I think most of the scenery is good in 2020, but I think 2024, the scenery is just a notch above that. Especially like the trees and stuff like that natively. I know there's add-on softwares and programs that you can put into 2020 and make the trees look really, really good. You can modify the weather and have your weather presets, but this is a live weather. It's obviously it's live, and this is what it looks like live. The only thing I've changed here is the actual time. I've adjusted the time for 11:42, obviously January 1st when this is being recorded. My current time, my actual current time is 5:45. The idea was we were going to go live. See there, I should be landing right there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to circle around and I'm going to try to put it down there on that sandbar. All right, let's get ourselves back in the cockpit. Let's get ourselves some flapped and slowed down and get this thing controlled a little bit. As I said before many times, not a tail dragger pilot, not a cub pilot, but I thought I would come in here with this because I know that these big tires would let me land in places where I couldn't land in other scenarios. I don't know if I've got myself lined up correctly here, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it'll be good. Try to put her in the gap there between the trees. That's our speed. Bring her down. And let's not crash this time, shall we? It's not as near as nice down here as I thought it was. I mean, the shrubs and trees and everything else are there. Let's put the hold on this girl. I think what we'll do is we'll try to take off there. That's probably where we should have tried to land. Yeah, our takeoff will be off in that direction. Brakes on. I'm having a problem with getting the brakes. I wish I could find where the brake lever is. Anybody watching the stream, if you know where the brake lever in this Cub is, please make a comment there in the chat and let me know. I have not been able to find where the brake lever is. Like, that's all autopilot stuff, which we're not going to use. Those are your toe brakes. Like, Like you'd think that it's got a parking brake somewhere, right? One would think anyways, there's a parking brake, but maybe not. Maybe there is no parking brake. Okay, well, we've had 2 landings. Well, we've had 1 landing and 1 crash so far. Let's go and scope out the makeshift runway that we're going to use. So we're going to come here, and we'll give her a lot of flap and give her a lot of go-go, and we'll come along here. Landed down there in the shrubs, so I'm sure the tires got punctures and landing gear is not in great shape. But that's okay. We're gonna pretend that it's in good shape, and we're gonna take off. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be spectacular. So this is one of the things that I find really fascinating about 2024. You know, like I say, I did this in the last landing crash that I did. You know, I can get out here and have a look around. I walk down to the riverbed there if I wanted to. I can go like, hey, what's over this little ridge right here, and walk over there and have a look at it. We know there's water there, I'm sure. But if you're wondering where I am in the world, in the Grand Canyon, I took off from KGCN, and currently I am about 16 nautical miles at a heading of 50-ish. So if you're interested in coming out and joining the flight, by all means do so. But yeah, look at that. Like, isn't that neat? I think that's neat. I think that's spectacular. Anyways, enough of this nonsense. Let's get back in and let's go fly somewheres and see if there's something else. If anybody watching has, you know, a spot that they know of, and there's, you know, they say, hey, why don't you go over there and try to land over there? Oh, I see. I think I was intending to land over there, not up here. Oh well. Shift. Is it Shift F? Oh man, let me back out of here because I keep pressing it. No, I think it's Shift S. No, it's Shift 1 button, and I keep pressing it. See, yeah, it's Shift C. Puts you in the aircraft if you don't want to walk up to the thing. Okay, let's. We got flaps 33, trim is 8. That's going to be plenty. Let's get ourselves recentered here. We got our mixture kind of leaned out. Let's get that motor running up. It wants to fly already. And gone we are. That was a little bit better. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Comments in the comment section, chat section, whatnot. Let me know what you thought of that takeoff. But it was better than before. The landing was better too, so it's improving apparently. Pull that throttle back just a bit. Trim that down just a bit so we're not climbing so aggressively. We're going to get into some. We're in the more in the open part of the canyon here, but we're going to get into some of the closer, you know, more narrowed areas. These are the cliffs that just up ahead here. These are the cliffs here that I had seen before, and I thought they didn't really look terribly realistic or real life like. They're kind of directly in front of us, right there. I want to stop climbing. Pull the power back just a bit. I don't know. I don't remember if it was these. I think it was these specific cliff edges. They just didn't. They looked a little washed out, but they certainly don't look washed out now. And that might have just been, you know, the streaming wasn't great. We stream all the scenery, right? So maybe the streaming that I was getting wasn't great. So I'm trying to do kind of a live stream, trying to engage the community and that kind of stuff. So far, I haven't had a lot of success, but that's okay. I realized Rome wasn't built overnight. It took a bit. It fell overnight, but it took a bit. Anyways, I realize I need to put the effort in and do more of them. I think I'll try to get the community hopefully engaged. If there's something that you guys want to see in the comment section, in the chat, whatever, let me know, and we'll do that. We'll fly there. We'll fly that plane, or we'll crash that plane. My forte, for those that have watched some of my streaming and that kind of stuff and flying and whatnot, I love the 172. I'm decent-ish in the 172. I like jetliners, King Air. Those are the aircraft that I like to fly. The Caravan is another one that I very much like to fly. I'm going to do some float plane stuff too, because I like the idea of it. I'm not great at landing on water because, yeah, it's difficult for me to land on water. But that's okay. If you don't do it, you don't get better at it. Let's have a look outside. I know I said I was going to spend more time on the outside, so let's do that. I mean, see that up there? That little blue, now it's disappeared. I was getting some of that in the alpha test, and I wondered if that would disappear. There'd be a good place to put her down on and do some looking around. I won't, but that would have been a really good place back there. I don't want to spend too much time landing, taking off. I'd like to get some, canyon flying in. That's spectacular. You guys that get to see this, have the ability to be close enough to see this stuff. You guys are very lucky. I wish I lived close enough to this place because I would probably come here a lot. There's another sandbar. So we're gonna go left here. Right goes into a part of the canyon that just bleeds off into nothing. But there's another sandbar that a guy could land on, and you could easily land with a Cub. You could easily land there. We're gonna see if we can't skim the water a little bit, but not crash. Ooh, that was close. Keep our foot into it enough that I did this with the 172. I skimmed it. We did more than skim it there. That was cool. That was good. I did that with the 172, and I really thought it was gonna grab the water and nose it over, but it didn't. Here too, I thought it got after it a bit more than what I should have. What was that? Oh, we got some aminals down there. Wonder what that was. I need to find a place down there to put this thing down on the ground and have a look at that. I think that would be that's going to be fascinating. Let's turn this girl around without stalling it and flying it into a mountain. So I don't know where that was, but there was some animal running around. Right there. Wonder what they are. Wonder if I can land down here, miss the tree-ish. Crash land, maybe? I can. Fantastic. Let's go and see what those little creatures are, shall we? is off. Yes. Fuel is off. Yes. It should be off. Let's go see if we can't walk around out there and see what those little creatures are. Now, they would be off in this direction, I think. Spacebar, if you're walking around, if you hit the spacebar, it makes you walk faster. I think it's kind of like a run. Now, what was I looking at here? I think they were just over this little ridge here. This is turning into a bit of a wildlife adventure in the Grand Canyon. I wonder what would be here. Would they be like goats and mountain goats and stuff like that? Or would they be... Oh, look at that. Look at that. There they are. Elk. Elk or some kind of a... Yeah. Well, isn't that spectacular? Huh. Look at that. See? So 2020, I think 2020 has some wildlife in specific areas, but I was not expecting to fly around in the Grand Canyon and stumble upon this kind of scenery. That's neat. Yeah, I love that. Okay, let's now let's go see if we can take off again. You know, there's that. We put it on a really short little edge, little barge there, a little, not barge, but a little part of the shoreline. Took the tree out. Let's stay away from that edge. It doesn't need a lot. I wonder if I could taxi out this way. Yeah, if I could taxi out this way and just kind of head for that way, and hopefully we get enough lift to take off. I guess we'll have to try that. Yeah. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll probably come more out this way, because although that's kind of climbing a little bit, I think it'll just give me a little more. Yeah. Okay. So this is the spot that we wanna get ourselves. Okay. I think you tab the spacebar key to walk slow fast. I've been holding it down. It doesn't. Oh, I got to go to the other side. All right. Let's get back in there. We'll get her fired up. I think I've been leaning it out too much. Crack the throttle a little bit. Get the battery on. Get the avionics on. We don't want to be full flaps, but we do want flaps. So we're gonna taxi. Now let me get my bearings here. We're gonna taxi up in here, and then here we're gonna turn around and try to take off. We'll use 33 degree flap. We'll use 6 on the trim, 6% on the trim. We got our fuel turned on. We got our fuel pumps on. We got igniters on. It's a matter of twisting the key, as it were. Brakes off. That's a rock. That's another rock. Oh my goodness. good thing about this thing is it turns around, turns really sharp. I'm going to climb up here just a bit. Okay, in the cockpit, let's get a proper view. Let's brakes out. Let's just make sure we got good RPM. And here we go. It's not what we wanted, but maybe we can recover it. Yeah. All right, more or less. There we go. So we'll go a little further along here, and I think we'll probably, our next stop, we've been at this now for an hour, a little bit better than an hour, so I think our next stop, I think we'll end up calling the stream. I'm not getting as much, I'm getting people watching it, there isn't as many on there, but that's okay. I'm also making it for other content for people to have a look at it. If you are watching this through the stream time and or later, like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things would be greatly appreciated. I want to try to increase the viewership and get more people watching my content. I'd love to make more of it. If you have content that you want me to see or you want me to make specifically, put it in the comment section, put it in the chat, put it somewhere, let me know about it, and I'm happy to do just that. Meanwhile, we'll continue on. Let's trim that down a bit. We'll find ourselves another spot here. We're I think we've flown probably 50, 60 miles. We're coming to a narrowed area here of the Grand Canyon. If I knew what this was all called, I would tell you, but I don't. We're kind of, well, we took off from, let's pay attention to our flying just the same. Took off from KGCN, and we got into the canyon, and we turned right, and we just were flying along the right side of the canyon. So that's what you're seeing here. If you also want to kind of duplicate this and see the scenery for yourself, that's what we did. Flew out of Grand Canyon, Kilo Golf Charlie November. Flew out there at about a 20-degree runway heading, more or less, and then straight into the canyon, down into the canyon, turn right, and fly along the water's edge, along the water at the bottom. That's what you're seeing now. I think we're probably, I would guess we've probably flown close to 50 miles-ish, 25 miles, something like that. See how clear bluish or greenish blue the water is here, and further back there the water was kind of muddy, dirty. Again, I don't know if that's the way the water is, but it just seems weird. Why is it so clear here, and back there it was kind of dirty water, dirty, muddy kind of water. There's a nice sandbar right there. A guy could have put her down on. The problem is that I see them far too late to get ready and set up for them, and the only way I can land on them, and I guess which was probably realistic, if you plan to land there, then you would see it, and you would, come around again and line up for it. And but we'll fly a little further along here and see if we can find something, and if we can't, we'll maybe use that as our go back to and put her down there. Well, I wonder if there is elk. I imagine there would be some of that here in the canyon. I can only imagine there'd be other, bears and wolves and whatnot, coyotes maybe. I don't know. If you have any knowledge of that, what kind of wildlife a person should expect to see here in the canyon, put it in the comment section. Put it in the chat. Uh, Let me know. I'd be curious to find out what kind of wildlife you would guess. I imagine there'd be a lot of snakes and stuff too, as well, right? So we are going to start looking for our final resting place, and we'll leave this cub here in the canyon should somebody need it later. That'd be a good spot to circle around. Yeah, if I can't find another place up here shortly, I'll be turning around and we'll be landing her there. There's another good spot. That's the interesting thing with the Cub. You can pretty much land this thing mostly anywhere. It's me and the rudder pedals. Um, yeah, I think I'll get around this corner here first and see if there's anything here to land on. If not, then I'll circle back and we'll head back there for that sandbar. Yeah, it don't look like we're gonna land here anywhere. Okay. Let's climb up. I'm always curious what's around the next turn, but one can say what's around the next turn endlessly. There's not a bad spot. I think that'd be too dicey to land there. Well, look at that. That's a little weird looking. I could do some fixing there, couldn't I? I think that's too much climb right there for this little thing. That's way too much climb. Oh, that's a wing over, but we're going to recover. Really don't want to hit that house, but I'm going to. Well, I saw this here the last time I flew the canyon, and I wondered what this was. Imagine this is some kind of an outpost. I don't imagine somebody lives here, but I could be wrong. Maybe somebody does. But this is the spot right here. This is the spot. Now, let's shut that off. We've done this a few times. Let's flip the fuel off, pull the mixture out, and shut the mags off. And out we jump. Okay, so this is canyon flying for me at Stream Gamers. This is me flying in the canyon with my X-Cub. I had a few interesting crashes, saw some wildlife, which was neat, and I saw this hut shack here a while ago, and I thought, wow, this is interesting. And does it actually legitimately exist in the canyon? If so, is it a residence? Is it a cottage? Is it a governmental building that's used to monitor? I'd be curious to find what that little shack is. Anyways, Raymond, Stream Gamers. We do these live things usually once a week-ish. It's what I'm kind of trying to get into, a live thing once a week-ish. It's usually Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I'm not immune to other games. I do play a series of other games as well, whether it be Valheim, Satisfactory, NIMBY Rails, Transport Fever 2 is another one, Diablo, World of Warcraft. The list goes on. You guys know the genres out there. If there's any interesting requests, let me know. I'd appreciate a like, comment, subscription. Should you watch this there after the stream, and that's it for me. Like I say, I'm going to try to do these 1 hour-ish streams. If there's more interest in it, I would stream longer. I don't get a lot of viewership, but if there's more viewership, I will stream longer. Anyways, enough of the rambling. Raymond, Stream Gamers, appreciate you all. Like, comment, subscriptions, and all those wonderful things. Put them down in the comment section, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and so forth. And until the next one, bye-bye now. Oh, let's not forget the signature sign-off. Don't sweat the little things. The little things will look after themselves. The big things, do what you can about them. Don't worry about the things you can't do anything about. Most importantly, be kind. Smile at somebody when you pass them in the hallway and on the sidewalk. Wave at somebody. You have no idea how much that brightens a person's day up, and you have no idea what that person is going through. Forgive those that might treat you a little unfairly, because again, you don't know what they're going through. So I appreciate you all, and until the next one, bye-bye now.